Boris Johnson is set to make a major concession in UK-EU talks in a last-ditch attempt to secure a trade deal with the bloc, his chief Brexit negotiator has signalled. David Frost suggested there were signs the Prime Minister is backing down over the UK's subsidy policy in a bid to reach an agreement with the Brussels Club. Also referred to as a level playing field, subsidy control remains one of the main reasons the UK and EU still have not been able to agree on a trade deal this year. The UK has previously insisted its subsidy policy would not form any part of its future deal with the Union. The EU wants to be able to hit trade if Britain violated any future state aid agreement. But Britain has disagreed, saying it wants control of its subsidy regime and that such clauses are not usually put in free trade agreements. However, yesterday Mr. Frost signalled the UK is softening on this by entering discussions with the bloc. Speaking to the House of Lords EU committee yesterday, he said, "We have heard what the EU has been saying about needing a degree of reassurance. We are beginning a discussion on is it possible to go further than you normally do in a free trade agreement? And agree some provisions that, as it were, shape and condition the subsidy policy on both sides. I feel we're some way from a deal at the moment, if I am honest, but we are at least having a decent discussion of this, what is possible and what isn't possible." He said any subsidies that are granted must contribute to public policy or market failure. They must be justified on those grounds, they must be proportionate, there must be openness and transparency about what they are. Despite ruling out an extensive text setting out the detail of how we design our system, Mr. Frost said the UK could sign up to principles on subsidy control that mirror those set in the EU's treaty, which could incorporate clear statements that state subsidies to business must contribute to public policy or address market failure, they must be justified on those grounds.